Delhi. PCC President and Loken resigns from post after election defeat. And Manipur records 7 COVID-19 cases, positivity rate at 0.7. Hello, good evening. You're watching Pony TV English News. I'm Christina, and now the news in detail. The caretaker chief ministers of Manipur N. Biren Singh and Dr. Pramod Sawant of Goa today met Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi. In a tweet, Mr. Modi congratulated Biren Singh on his stupendous victory in the recently concluded assembly polls. Prime Minister said BJP is committed to working even harder to fulfill the aspirations of the people of Manipur. BJP won 32 seats in the 60-member assembly. In another tweet, Modi said BJP is grateful to the people of Goa for blessing the party yet again with the mandate to serve the state. He said the party will keep working for Goa's progress in the times to come. Notably, Manipur's caretaker, CM N. Biren Singh, former Minister T.H. Biswadit Singh, and State BJP Chief A. Sarda Devi left for New Delhi from Imphal on Tuesday. A trio of top Manipur BJP leaders are in New Delhi to discuss formation of the new government in the state with the Saffron Party's central leadership. A key decision on the next Chief Minister of Manipur is also likely to be taken during the course of a series of meetings lined up. With a win of 32 seats in the state assembly elections, the BJP is all set to form the second successive government in Manipur. Taking the responsibility for Congress defeat in the recently held Manipur polls, Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee MPCC President N. Loken Singh on Wednesday resigned from his post. Notably, Congress Interim President Sonia Gandhi has asked Congress presidents of all the 5 states, Manipur, Punjab, Goa, Uttar Pradesh, and Uttarakhand, to resign following poor performance of the Congress in the assembly polls. Meanwhile, Congress leader Navjot Singh Sidhu also resigned from the post of the president of Punjab Pradesh Congress Committee. He has sent his resignation to the president of Indian National Congress. Manipur registered 7 fresh coronavirus cases and 0 deaths on Wednesday. The total COVID-19 tally stands at 137,021, while the death toll remains at 2,118. As part of Manipur COVID-19 Command Control Room, the positivity rate was recorded at 1.7%. The Manipur COVID-19 Command Control Room said a total of 948 samples were tested in the past 24 hours, detecting the fresh infections. The control room said 3 persons were discharged. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has expressed happiness that on National Vaccination Day 2022, India begins COVID jab for 12 to 14 years old. In a series of tweets, Mr. Naidu said, with over 180 crore doses, India's vaccination drive has been unprecedented in both scale and rates. Vice President said vaccination plays an important role in preventing many lives threatening diseases, and therefore focus should be on creating public awareness, especially in rural areas. Mr. Naidu expressed confidence that, just like polio, India will be able to defeat COVID-19 pandemic sooner than later. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also urged children in the age groups of 12 to 14 to get vaccinated. In a series of tweets, Mr. Modi said today is an important day in India's efforts to vaccinate the citizens. He said now onwards, youngsters in the 12 to 14 age group are eligible for vaccines, and all those above 60 are eligible for precaution doses. Modi said India has many made in India vaccines, and the government has also granted approval to other vaccines after a due process of evaluation. He said India is in a much better position to fight the pandemic. Free of cost, COVID vaccination for children in the age group of 12 to 14 years begins today on the occasion of National Vaccination Day at all government COVID vaccination centers. Corbevax vaccine will be administered which is manufactured by Biological E Limited, Hyderabad. This can be through online registration beginning at 9 a.m. or through on-site walk-in. People above 60 years of age are eligible for precaution dose from today, as the condition of comorbidity for this age group has been removed. The precaution dose is to be administered after 9 months after the date of second vaccination. A team of Narcotics and Affairs of Border NAP police station arrested one person, namely Tilkolen Haukip, age 22, son of Helmintang Haukip, a resident of New Somtal in Tecnopal district from Kanchipur along Indo-Myanmar road, and recover heroin weighing about 625 grams, a police report said on Wednesday. The drugs were kept concealed in the oil tanker of an eco-van bearing registration number MN06L7035. Further, one mobile phone, one driving license, and one Aadhaar card were seized from his possession. A case has been registered with NAP police station for investigation in this regard. Preliminary investigation reveals that the contraband items were collected from his associate in Myanmar to be delivered in Senapati. Further investigation is going on. New Life Foundation and Childlike Bisnupur under Social Welfare Department Moirang Bazaar, in collaboration with NGOs, continue mass street corner and wall poster campaign against illegal adoption. The campaign began on March 7 at Kaitel Lekai in Bisnupur district. Speaking during the campaign, Director of Childlike Bisnupur L. Pisak mentioned about parents abandoning infants and at the same time parents indulging in illegal adoption. He appealed to all not to abandon child and suggested parents to give birth to couples who are unable to become parents. It is illegal to adopt a child without proper paperwork, he noted.
Bisnupur amadi dairiba tonga civil society NGO sida kusang na chang life and death ko na chang sini bai maramdi asima thodo wa crime sing se handana bai damakta karimba angang do ko taraga suma ko gundo ko lang thokusi tawigano adu karimba angang si kaimba moina piba leiba yon bai ko se angang amu bo asapo do na mana masing do na nga yon ma do yon me thabal se masi topiro masi aing ma to ni yohan si adu adu ba legal garsan kya am su leidi masa phangjada kya am su leidi bakoi do special adoption tanga angang si yohan bi harga angang ki pusi su kanba adu ga mama mapa angang phangjada sing du su mon masa phangjabo ijaba ama legal yon ama tamda tung koina mama masa gi leiba attachment a well environment ama proper yana bai damakta adumba adoption pi bagan and follow to bolena masini kilom je kangol si sabina se haiduna ni tarani chupna ikoina haidba masi tangtai ngasi phawase illegal adoption ain kaina angang yo pose sumde ain kaina angang hundu ko longthok pose yade abi kempela se kachin paya sinba thunai koi bisopodi.
Let's take a short break. Stay tuned.
Karigumba dom yumda laiba anabasingi hidak kappa dressing tauba blood sample loba rice tube hapa catheterization hapa enema tawinaba experience lairaba nurse amati doctor thibada awaba thengnabirabadi wabiraganu Medland Home Nursing Care Service Manipurna pung kunmari chukna adom yumda latuna hidak kappa injection piba dressing tauba feeding tube hapa catheter hapa amadi makhal kya ge anabasing experience lairaba doctor amadi nursing tuna mating pangzari akupa marol gi damak Medland gi helpline number 9205987988 amukasu 9205987988 ta call tawna tanabiu natraga Google Play Store gi Medland app download tawna booking tawi.
Welcome after the break. Election of Manipur University Students Union MUSU for the term 2022 to 23 was held today. Out of 7 secretaries to be elected, 4 were elected unopposed on the scrutiny day. MUSU said the election for the post of President, Finance and Games and Sports was held today. Sanasam Stephen and Oinam Ranjit contested for the post of Union President, Mayengbam Premananda Singh and Wahingbam Bibek Meite for Finance Secretary, and Melem Bizu Singh and Lystrom Ranbir for Games and Sports. The result of the election will be declared later today, the union informed. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, 3 territories have been gunned down by security forces in a gunfight that broke out between terrorists and security forces in Naugam area in the outskirts of Srinagar city this morning. The gunfight has erupted after the joint team of security forces were fired upon by terrorists who had laid a cordon and search operation castle in this area. The identity of the slain terrorists is being ascertained. Incrimination materials and including arms and ammunition have also been recovered from possession of the slain terrorists. Meanwhile, the search operation in the area was underway till the reports last came in. The country has witnessed a decreasing trend in the number of road accidents during the last 3 years. The number of road accidents has decreased by over 18% in 2020 as compared to the corresponding period. In a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today, Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari said the center has formulated a multi-pronged strategy to address the issue of a road safety based on education, engineering, enforcement, and emergency care. He said high priority has been given to identification and rectification of accident-prone spots on national highways. He said road safety has been made an integral part of road design at the planning stage. He added safety standards for automobiles have been improved in respect of airbags, anti-braking system, tires crash tests, speed limiting devices, fire alarms, and protection system. The minister said the Motor Vehicles Amendment Act 2019 provides for a scheme for the cashless treatment of victims of the accident during the golden hour. India U18 girl kicked off their South Asian Football Federation SAF Under-18 Championship campaign with a thumping victory over Nepal by 7-0 in Jamshedpur yesterday. The first goal was scored by Priyanka Sujast in the 15th minute, while Linda Kom scored 2 more in the 17th and 35 minutes respectively. In the second half, India scored back-to-back goals, Apurna scoring in the 69th minute, followed by Purnima in the 77th minute. In the 87th minute, Sunita Munda made it 6-0, while Nitu Linda completed the scoreline in added time. India next play Bangladesh on Saturday. Before we wrap up, once again the top news headlines. Manipur CM Biren Singh meets PM Narendra Modi in New Delhi. PCC President N. Loken resigns from post after election defeat. And Manipuri court 7 COVID-19 cases, positivity rate at 0.7. Thank you for watching Pony TV English News.